In this video I will show you how you can apply shaders to a live camera preview and image capture in React Native's new architecture for Android using Camera X and Media 3 effect. So we will be using the BaseGLShaderProgram to apply a periodic vignette shader. So first let me show you guys the output so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So I have recorded the output. I'll just play the video. So first, once you open the app, it will ask for camera permission. Once you give the permission, here you can see this thing which you see, this is called a periodic vignette shader. Even at the center it is like zooming in and zooming out, that kind of an effect. And once you click on capture button, it will just capture the image and show it inside an image view to you. So as you can see over here, so yeah, that's what we will be looking into. Let's get started. So first things first, I'm using React Native 80, which is the latest at the time of me recording this video. Also all the code related to shaders, Camera X, live camera preview, all that is written via native code. So I'm not using any third-party libraries, so just giving you a heads up at the very start. So you need to create a React Native project by running this particular command. Now we don't require CocoaPods because this is an Android only tutorial, and instead of demo you can write your own project name. So as you can see, I have already created a project, React Native project. I'll minimize everything. Then if you see this command, so do not run this command, we'll be doing this manually, because in this particular tutorial they have given an example of creating a web view. We don't want to create a web view, we want to create a camera component. So instead of web view, wherever they have written web view, I have written it as my camera. You can write the name whatever you feel like, but do remember this name, because this name will be used in lot other places in this tutorial itself. So if you are doing this for the very first time, it's better you follow what I am doing. So here you can see they have created a specs folder and they have created a web view folder. So here you can see I have created the specs folder in the root of our React Native project. Then just go to Android app, src, main, java, com, and here you need to create this folder called my camera. Now this name is very important. Again, I'm telling you, it will be used in lot other places as well. So instead of web view, I have just named it as my camera. Okay, then inside this specs folder we need to create a TypeScript file. Now the name of the TypeScript file is very important. So it, in our case, it will be my camera native component.ts. Now native component is also very important, because with the help of this, like React Native will know on which files it needs to do code generation. Also in the meantime, I'll just cd into my app, because we need to run few commands as well. So I'll just cd into my app. I'll clear everything out. Okay, so here you can see this is the TypeScript file. So I have also created similar TypeScript file inside the specs folder, my camera native component.ts, and here you can see these are all the code which I have just copy pasted. So firstly, this is our custom my camera. Alright, so I have, instead of web view, I have written it as my camera. So here we have this on image taken like callback as well. Here they have used this on script loaded. I don't require this prop, so I have removed it completely. And here also I have changed a little bit. So if you see, the event is result. So this will be actually the image URL which will be captured, and it will be sent from native Android side to React Native side. So here also I have named it as my camera image taken event. Okay, now let's just scroll down, and here inside package.json we need to add this bit of code. So I just went to package.json over here and have just copy pasted all this code. Now here again, instead of web view, we have to write my camera over here as well as over here. Then you just need to run npm install command. This command is missing in the documentation, but given that we have changed package.json, it's safe idea to run npm install. Once that is done, again just scroll down, and here you need to cd to the Android folder. So I will just cd to Android. Okay, and then we need to run this particular command as well. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste, sorry, I think it has copied both the commands for me, but you just need to copy this command because we have already inserted the Android folder, and paste it over here. Now this will do code generation for us. So for me it is pretty quick because I have already ran this command, but for you it might take a bit of time. Then we need to create this file. Now we can't really copy paste this code, because here we need to write the actual implementation, right? So first, before we write the actual implementation, you need to go to this build.gradle file. Here you need to add some dependencies. One is camera core, second is camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, then a camera media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, as well as media 3 effect. Once that is done, just go to Android manifest.xml. Here you need to add internet permission, uses feature of Android hardware camera, camera permission, as well as write external storage permission. Then go to your test app. sorry, not test app, sorry, my camera. And here we need to first create this react my, ignore all this other file, I'll come back to this file one by one. First you just need to create react my camera.kt. now this is the package name. Now there are lots of imports, so I'll simply scroll through this file. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy this imports. Then here we have our camera, here is our preview view, here is our image capture as well. Then here we create our capture button. So here is our preview, camera preview, which I have named it as viewfinder. Here is our camera executor service, here is our process camera provider as well. And here we have the back facing lens. Here we get hold of our current activity. Then here we just assign layout params to our viewfinder. Now here I am calling this method, I'll come back to this method in a bit. Then here we just add our viewfinder to our parent view. Then here for our button as well, we set text, background color, text color, set some layout params, add it to our parent view, and add a click listener as well to this. Then here we override this on attached to window. So if we have the camera permission, then we just do viewfinder.post setup camera, and here we just do on detach from window, where we shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Now coming back to this method, so here this I have copied it from this particular URL over here. So this is a issue which has been open in React Native's repo since past 8 years now. They have still not fixed it. So we need to use this particular hack, otherwise your camera preview will not be seen. You will just see a black screen. That's why we need to use this particular hack. You can learn more about this by going through this particular issue. I'm not going to go into that. Then here we call setup camera, where we do process camera provider dot get instance. We add a listener as well. Okay, then here we call bind camera use cases, where we get the width and height. Here we get the rotation as well. Here is our camera provider, and here we get our camera selector. Here is the aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector. Here we initialize our preview view as well, and here we initialize our image capture as well. Then here we do use case group builder, add our preview use case as well as image capture. Here is our media 3 effect as well. Then here we set the effects. So here we pass a periodic vignette shader program. I'll come back to this. We have created a separate file for this. So here it requires a few parameters. So once you see that file, things would be more clearer for you. So these are the parameters which I'm passing to it. Okay, then here we pass the media 3 effect, our use case group builder. We unbind our camera provider, and here we bind it to the life cycle. Here we assign our new camera as well, and here we pass our surface provider as well. Then this is the take photo method, where we use simple date format. Then we pass our content values by passing a display name, mime type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we do pass the output options, and here we do image capture dot take picture. Here we override the on image saved as well. Here we get the URI of the saved image. So here we just this particular method help us to send URI back from native Android side to React Native side. And this is just I'll come back to this method as well in a bit. So here this is just a helper method to check whether we have the camera permission or not. And here is just tag as well as file name format variables. Now here this entire thing which you see, this is boilerplate code which you have to write every time you want to send some data from native Android side to React Native side. Now this particular thing I have copied it from the documentation, but we have refactored it. You can't just blindly copy paste it. Here you can see this is the code for it. But why we can't blindly copy paste it? Because our callback was on image taken, right? So we can't really write those web views callback over here. So here make sure you use what I have given it to you. Okay, now coming back to the shaders code. So first what you need to do is you need to create an assets folder. This is again important. Inside the main folder you need to create an assets folder. Now this is not in the documentation, this is very specific to our tutorial, right? First you need to create a vertex shader. So again make sure you use the same name, because we will be referencing these files with the same name inside our code as well. So it's better you follow what I am doing. Now to be completely honest with you, I don't know anything about shaders, so I have literally copy pasted everything from the Android documentation. So this is the vertex shader. Okay, again I'll feel free to pause the video and just copy this code. Now this is the fragment shader. Again I have literally copy pasted it from the documentation. I'm not going to go into the details of it, so feel free to pause the video and just copy it. Now like I told you, we need to create this periodic vignette shader program as well, which we were referencing inside React My Camera, right? So you need to create this particular file as well. Now again I have copy pasted this from documentation. Sorry, I don't know anything about this. So here we have to add all these imports. Okay, and here is our periodic vignette shader program. Here is our GL program. Here is the minimum inner radius, delta inner radius as well. Now these are all the comments, so you can ignore this. Okay, and here we have added some assertions. Here we are getting all the data which we have passed it. Here we initialize our GL program by passing the vertex shader as well as fragment shader path. So I'm not sure where we have defined those. So here we have defined it inside a companion object. So here you can see we are referencing the file names over here. Okay, so we were over here. Then here we have to set the float uniform. So from what I have understood, we need to pass the values from our code to the vertex or fragment sheet, I'm not really sure, into this GLSL files, right? Okay, sorry, that's why we are doing this particular bit of code. Again, like I said, I'm not really expert on this, so sorry about that. Then here we set the buffer attribute as well. Here we have to override this configure method as well, and inside draw frame you need to do what exactly you need to do with the shaders code. So again, I'm sorry about this, I'm not really good at it, so I'm not pretend to be an expert on this. So here we just do this draw frame. Okay, and here inside release we just glprogram.delete, and these are helper variables which I have created. So yeah, that's all there is. Okay, so now we are finally done with this main implementation. Now we need to write some boilerplate code. So first we need to create this manager class. Now this I have copied it from documentation to the maximum extent. So here we need to create a file called react my camera manager.kt. Firstly, if you see the docs, we don't require this react prop because we don't have a react prop, and also this particular part inside, instead of on script loaded, I think we have this on image taken, right? So that's what I have used, and everywhere instead of web view I have written my camera. So yeah, this is all the code for it. I have copied it from docs but made the required changes, so feel free to pause video and copy the code. Then here we have this react web view package.kt as well. So here we pass the react my camera package.kt. So these are all the code for it. Again, I have copied it from the documentation, but everywhere instead of web view I have written my camera. So this is all the code there is to it. Okay, so you can go through this docs. Then here inside main application we have to add the actual imports. So just go to test app main application.kt, and here we just import our react my camera package, and here we add it over here as well. So add a react my camera package as well. Then here is the native code as well. So here you can just go to app.tsx. Here we have added all the required imports. Then here we have the use state of for image URL, one use state for camera permission as well, and here we just check whether we are using Android version 10 or not, because from Android version 10 we don't require the write external storage permission. So here inside this method I'm just checking that depending on the Android version we are requesting for the permission. Camera permission is required for all use cases, and here we just ask for the permissions. Okay, so once the permission is granted, we just change the state of this particular variable, and inside use effect we call that. And if image URL is not equal to empty, then we display the image using the image component. Else if the image URL is empty and camera permission is granted, we display our camera preview as you can see over here. And if neither of the case, then we just display a text saying camera permission not granted. And here are some of the styles as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.